Yeah, the bad boys. The NBA's got bad boys in every corner of the league. Anthony Edwards, great guard, Minnesota Timberwolves, loses his mind on the court. Got his 16th technical foul, got ejected, abused the official walking off the court, took the basketball and threw it into the stands at a heckler. End result, 1-game suspension, loses game check, fined $35,000 for the interaction with a fan. The junk with Anthony Edwards just goes on and on and on. This is the new NBA. And if that's not enough, we'll talk Golden State. I saw a pregame video of this. Seth Curry has this regimen he does in pregame where he starts shooting jumpers beyond the foul line, beyond the head of the circle, then deeper from the head of the circle, then to the three-point line all the way around. I saw him hit 7 in a row like it was no big deal. Goes out in the game, scores 56, hit 12 threes in the game on Friday, Golden State. Wow. Amazing. Third one, Philadelphia. They've reached the finish line of the season for Joel Embiid. This is bad. He's making an enormous amount of money. He's had this chronic knee problem. He's already had 1 knee scope surgery. They've tried everything from acupuncture to plasma platelet injections. He just can't play. So they shut him down over the weekend. He's already missed 39 games. He'll wind up missing about 45 to 50 for the entire season. They are contemplating having to do another surgery to get inside that knee ailment that's plagued him since last spring. So he is gone for the season. Charlotte Hornets. Guess who's back in the NBA? Malachi Flynn.
Right on.
Charlotte Hornets signed him to a free agent contract. He had been at San Antonio's NBA G League team. Malachi was averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists per game for the Austin Spurs. San Antonio did not sign him. Charlotte took him, and he is going to finish out the season with the Charlotte Hornets. And then there's Miami. You remember the whole mess with Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler, suspensions, trades, arrogance. So he gets traded to Golden State. And now we find out he just got sued for $400,000 in his final weeks at Miami. Living in a big state-of-the-art mansion, didn't pay the rent for 2 months, trashed the place before he left, sued for $400,000 in damages. Nice guy. These are the people representing Adam Silver's NBA, the Anthony Edwards and the Jimmy Butlers of the world. What a fiasco. What a situation that is.
Yeah, like a rent-free mansion and no joy for Jimmy Butler. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, that guy, I don't really know enough about his character, right? What I hear ain't good. Yeah, but he's a local guy here in Poway. He's like owned property here. And I remember seeing him working out, or my son saw him work out at Poway High like 8 years ago during the off season. But to your point about Steph Curry, I've seen that thing where, he moves all the way back, hits all these shots. And you notice that and this seems rather obvious, but the further back he goes, the higher the arc on that shot, so that when it goes through the net, it's almost going straight down. And I was noticing that Luka does the same thing on his bombs. He hits from so far away.
Rainbows.
Yeah, they're huge rainbows, and rather than like a line drive. But even Miles Bird is doing that with San Diego State. So when you think about it, when they're hitting those threes from that distance, like 3 or 4 feet beyond the line in the NBA, I mean, that's like a half-court shot.
Yeah, I mean, mechanics and the ball spin, that there's a science to that. It's just not launching a shot, but it's the motion with the wrist. It's the ball coming off, the reverse spin. It takes an enormous amount of work. And, Curry is the elite of any three-point shooter in modern-day basketball. We always thought that Pete Maravich was the greatest of all time, but those are mid-range jumpers. Although they didn't have the three-point line when Pete Maravich was doing it in New Orleans with the New Orleans Jazz. But what Curry has been able to do from all directions, just absolutely stunning. Okay, all things NBA. You want to talk about good guys or bad citizens, pro basketball? Jump on board. By the way, Lakers are rolling. I'm waiting for somebody to pile in and say, hey, shut your mouth. Because Luka, LeBron are playing really well right now. And my response is, they're playing really well right now, but you are playing injury-riddled, battered teams. You still got You got to go to Boston. You still got to play Oak City. You still got bunches of games with Houston and Milwaukee. But so far, so good. Lakers right now, this is hard to believe. The Lakers are second in the Western Conference in the standings. Second.
Really?
That's absolutely amazing.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah. Now, Oak City is number one. Lakers are way back of them, but at this point, they're second. But I'm not going to shut my mouth yet. They still got games to play against really good teams.
Yeah. Here we go. And they just played back-to-back against the Clippers.
And the Clippers are caving in because of injuries.
Yeah, and then Kawhi is hobbling out there already. I mean, how's the knee doing for him?
He played 38 minutes and 40 minutes the last two games. That, to me, is way over the top. They were going to, quote, manage his minutes. In the last two games, I've asked him to stay on the court because they got so many people dinged up. I don't think that's good. Now, he's been productive. He had 30 points in the weekend game against the Lakers, but I just don't know with the wear and tear factor if that's really good for him having to play that many minutes.
Yeah, but I still love seeing him out on the court. He's a special character out there.
All things NBA, feel free to jump on board.